Big guy. I haven't Tong fed the Bossk and Tiamat for you guys in a while, so I figured I'd go ahead and do that. Oh boy. Don't be so impatient. Just gotta watch my thumb. There you go. Update on a couple things this fine weekend. Beginning the first weekend in March, we're going to weigh the alligator snapping turtles, see if they've grown any since the beginning of February. Told you guys I would do that monthly, track their growth, both their carapace length as well as their weight in grams. So we'll go ahead and do that here. Also want to give you guys an update on Mork and Mindy, the juvenile Cuban false chameleons. They are doing great. They are together in a bioactive small tall exoterra setup. Mindy obviously was at first a little bit weary of her new cage mate, but I think they're getting along just fine now. They're both eating real well. Grub pie, crickets, mealworms, soldier fly larvae, doing really good. So hopefully as they mature, they'll maybe make me some babies, some third generation babies. The two male nitinoles, the new ones that I got that I've been treating for internal parasites using Safeguard, they are doing okay. Still have not seen them eat insects yet, but they do take Repashy grub pie off tongs once I pester them a little bit, which maybe I'll do a video on that. If you have a problem eater, over my my right shoulder here is Lucky, and she is not liking her mom and dad being out of their enclosure. She is bobbing and weaving. Okay, all gone. That was 50 super worms, and I gave Lucky about 20. But so that's what this video is going to be about today. Just wanted to chill with the stars of the show, Bossk and Tiamat, a little bit. We spring ahead. I probably ought to watch my hand being right here with him getting agitated. But he's not worried about me any. He's worried. He's looking at Lucky. She's over here bobbing her head too. Where was I? First weekend of spring is next week. I'm here in Southeast Virginia. The nighttime temps is what I have to worry about before I get these guys outside. So I'm hoping maybe mid-May I can definitely get the iguanas outside and start moving some of the nitinoles outside. The iguanas have the heated hides, so it's if it's a cool night, they can go stay warm. It's a little trickier for the nitinoles. I'm going to attempt to come up with a way to make like a fake log that they can crawl into with one of those zoom-in mini ceramic heat emitters. I think that would be ideal if I can figure out how to do it and make it look good. Where are you going, pretty girl? Where are you going? Easy. Right. Anyways, we'll wrap it up out here, and we'll go inside. We'll measure some baby gator snappers, who I've named Jugger and Grimrod, after a science fiction character from a comic book that I grew up with called Alien Legion. Jugger Grimrod was one person, so, and I can't tell them apart yet. They look almost identical. So maybe as they get bigger, they'll have some distinguishing characteristics that I could tell which one is Jugger and which one is Grimrod. Tiamat's getting brave. Let's see, make sure his bowl's not in the way. You guys can see what's going on over here. The baby iguanas are doing awesome. I just posted a Instagram TV, about a 4-minute video on Instagram. My Instagram username is Nightinole. If you've haven't been there, I would go check it out. I try to, several times a week, I'm either posting pictures or little brief videos. But anyways, babies are doing awesome. Alright, it's time for me to scoop these iguanas up. I don't want them getting loose out here in this garage. This plastic sheeting around my little makeshift reptile room out in the garage. Won't keep them from going into the garage proper. Alright guys, we'll go inside here in a moment. Come here, you. Come here, you. Get up there. Oh. Come here, pretty Tiamat. Come here, pretty Tiamat. There you go. So there was Lucky. She's ate all her superworms. Alright. First little guy, we're just going to dry him off a little bit. Hopefully this is... So 36 grams for that little guy. Well, let me get a measurement. About right at 5 centimeters, and what I'm measuring is right in the middle there. I don't know what the names of these scutes are, right down the center line of his carapace, but you know, it's obviously not the longest part of him that's on the sides here, but figure if I'm consistent from that tip to that tip every time, we'll have accurate growth rate, or a consistent growth rate. So that little guy. That little guy was 36 grams. I think this guy might be a little bit bigger. Yep, 40 grams. Alright. And he's almost 5.5 centimeters. So maybe this little hook on the end of his tail, I'll keep an eye on the other one and see if that's a good way I can tell them apart. So obviously one of them is growing a little bit quicker than the other. So I just put them back in the aquarium in their enclosure, and there they are. This was the first one that we weighed and measured, 35 grams, 36 grams, and this was the second one at 40 grams. So one of them is growing just a little bit quicker than the other, because I think they were both almost identical in February. I'll have to check that video and I'll link to it up above so you guys can go see the first time that we weighed them, beginning of February. And finally, we'll just poke our heads in on Mork and Mindy. And they're doing great. There they are. I want to say that Mindy is slightly larger than Mork, and she's up top. They're getting along good. So as they get older, Mork will get bigger than her, I think, as the male, and his head will get a lot bulkier, very similar to how Gimli and Bella are. But they're doing great. I put some plastic plants in there. I definitely need to get some more live plants. There's just the one pothos right now. But I will get some more live plants in there to make it 100% natural. Nothing wrong with plastic plants. I just prefer the live ones if I can keep them alive. So I hope you guys enjoyed the little video here on the first day of March 2020. We tongue fed Bossk and Tiamat some superworms. We did our measurements for the baby alligator snap internals, Jugger and Grimrod. Don't know which one's which yet. And give you an update on Mork and Mindy, my 2 juvenile Cuban false chameleons. They are a pair, a male and a female. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to put them down below. Send me an email, nightanole@gmail.com. You guys seen in some previous videos, I do have babies from Bossk and Tiamat
They'll be ready to go in a couple of weeks. That'll put them at 6 weeks old. I like them to be well started to make sure they can handle the stresses of shipping. And by then the weather should be okay, that we don't have to worry about, hopefully, it being too cold to ship overnight. But that's it. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Hit that little bell, get the notifications whenever I post videos. I try to do it weekly. Sometimes I miss a week, but that's my goal, to upload at least once a week. It's usually on the weekend. But so, until next time, take care. Thanks.